Hey, Webmug World Entertainment, and much to the absolute dismay to a lot of people, The Last of Us Season 2 was, just like the game, an absolute failure. Yeah, nobody watched it. A lot of people tuned out after Joel exited the whole show. There's no arguing that. As much as people want to try and say, oh no, it's a massive success and everyone still loves it and Bella Ramsey's brilliant and blah blah blah. No, the thing dropped off a cliff. And now, it looks like the writing is on the wall for what's going on, because Neil Druckmann is leaving the HBO series amid the massive ratings decline. And he's not the only one that's leaving, because another one of his head writers is leaving as well. Now, we're going to have a look at the article, and then we're going to talk about this, because this just says he's been fired, basically, without saying he's been fired. So let's have a look. Neil Druckmann, the co-creator of the Last of Us video game franchise and HBO series, has officially announced that he is stepping away from the show before production begins on Season 3. In a statement posted to the official Naughty Dog Instagram account, Druckmann confirmed he will no longer be creatively involved in the HBO adaptation. Instead, shifting his full attention to upcoming projects at the studio. Writing, I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on Season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on Season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative. Druckmann added that working on the HBO series has been a career highlight and praised his collaboration with showrunner Craig Mazin and the cast and the entire crew. Halley, who co-wrote The Last of Us Part 2 with Druckmann and served as an executive producer on the show, also announced her departure from the series, saying she was stepping back to make space for what comes next. While Druckmann publicly cites scheduling and creative responsibilities at Naughty Dog as the reason for his departure, the announcement follows a significant downturn in audience engagement with The Last of Us during its second season. After debuting to widespread acclaim in 2023, The Last of Us Season 1 concluded with a final that drew 8.2 million US cross-platform viewers. In contrast, the Season 2 final, which aired May 26, 2025, brought in just 3.7 million viewers, a 55% drop from the previous season's final. The Season 2 premiere began with 5.3 million viewers, meaning the season lost approximately 30% of its audience over the course of its run. Now, the rest of this article goes on about the numbers and all that kind of stuff. Here's the thing, and this is why we're all pointing and going, yeah, you were fired. Number one, if they're all trying to say it's the absolute been massive success, everything was great, everything is doing exactly what we wanted it to do and what we needed to do, it's one of the biggest hits we've ever done, yada yada yada, you don't walk away from that no matter what. There's no if, buts and ands about that. You don't up and quit, especially when other people are walking away with you. That just doesn't happen. You notice he doesn't say it's so successful that it's in good hands for us to step away. Doesn't say anything like that. It's literally, I just need to go and focus on other things. Nothing in there actually about the show being some sort of big success story, which tells you everything you need to know, which is, so the thing is a failure. Here is where you can really tell this as well, is because all we have to do is look at the fact that the ratings are in the can. What we're looking at is we are looking at Warner Brothers giving him the ultimatum. A, you step away, you basically bugger off, go back to your studio, and we'll try and fix the mess you created, but we'll let you go with a saving grace. We'll let it be your decision, so you can save face here and say, oh look, I decided to leave. or we crucify you and hang you out to dry on the pastures and say, we fired your ass. Your choice. And clearly he chose option A. Because once again, you don't all of a sudden just walk away if this thing was this rip-roaring success. If it was drawing in the audience numbers that they were expecting to draw in, if it was doing everything it was meant to be, if it had the rewatchability that they need this type of crap to have, if it brought new subscribers to HBO Max and all this stuff, you wouldn't just all of a sudden turn around and go, hey, while this thing's the most successful thing going, yeah, I'm going to quit it just to go and work on a game. No. You'd be splitting your time between the two. But you're not. You walked away, supposedly. And not alone either, because the writer who co-wrote The Last of Us Part 2 with you also has walked away. So everything here is the writing on the wall saying Neil Druckmann and probably this one were fired. Basically, the involvement of the Naughty Dog studio was probably fired because Warner Brothers have put so much money into this and they just have not seen the return. And it's like, yeah, we kind of gave you too much creative control. And they should have seen the writing on the wall. Once they were focusing so much on the second game to do the second season, Warner Brothers should have been very much aware. But of course, they're a dumbass company with dumb people running it, that they should have been looking at the response to the game. They could have seen the negative response the second game got, saw that they were doing the same thing with the show and went, no, you're not doing that. You can change that. Now they have to try and fix that. But how can you fix it? The damage is already done. People's main interest, of course, was Joel and Ellie together. That's no longer there. And of course, season 3 does now have to focus on Abby. What do? How do you fix that? That is going to be their biggest issue. And if the season 2's viewership had declined so much, just imagine how bad season 3's viewership is going to be. It's going to be very interesting. And the fact that Neil Druckmann is going off to focus on Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, the game that the trailer alone already got destroyed from people going, oh my god, it's more of this girl boss BS crap that nobody's interested in. And he already started to double down on all of that garbage. Tells you everything you need to know what you're in store for when it comes to that game. So that game is probably going to fail. Either way, supposedly the show is so much of a success that Neil Druckmann has decided to walk away from it with another writer. Or, as we can all see clear as day, yeah, your ass was fired and Warner Brothers gave you the saving grace option to leave by your so-called own accord. Yeah, he was fired. So, let me know what you think of this whole thing. Did you even finish season 2 of Last of Us? Let me know. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.